Good day, YouTube. This is Jim Money with Falling Ford Financial. Take two on Ford. My software shut down on the first one. But you can see what Ford did here on Friday. Had a great run-up. Would have been a great day to do an option if I had been watching it. Almost ran up $2. That would have been huge. But this is Ford. I've been going to do a video about them for a while. Just haven't got it done with work and everything. If you're in the insurance business, you know all about AEP. But this is Ford over the last year, up over 134%. In the last 3 months, up over 69%. So even if you got in at that point, you'd be doing pretty good. And up over 10% in the last month, 12% in the last week. And here's what it did on Friday, almost 10%. That's just been a big, fat, juicy call option on that one. I have 112 shares here in Robinhood. I have a couple more 100 shares in retirement. Bought them for the dividend, and there's my return. So not too bad. I didn't think I'd ever see a return like that on Ford. If you don't know what Ford is, pause it and read that for yourself. Been around since 1903. Market cap of $85.72 billion. You'd think for almost 120-year-old company would be bigger, but it's still pretty good size. Here's a look at their earnings. Next one coming up on February 3rd. And this is the part that caught my eye here a while back. On the 1st, they got their dividend back. I was wondering when that was going to happen, or if it was ever going to happen. The stock had a nice run-up, and I was like, oh, maybe they'll reinstate the dividend at some point, and they finally did. So just kind of out of surprise. So, but I have got $11.20. So if I had double my position a year ago, that would have bought a share or two, but not now. So I'd have to double my position to buy a whole share. But we'll just let it sit there and do its thing. Here's the last time I bought any on this one, back in July of 2020 at $6.10. So too bad couldn't have got more of it. But and GM's had a nice run up of $63 as well, so probably past due for an update on them as well. But over here on Bing, currently showing it as a buy. Here's a little history on Ford Motor Company. Been around since 1903. Henry Ford and 11 investors signed articles of incorporation for Ford Motor Company in Michigan. And just kind of an interesting timeline, a kind of neat history on the company. Deere & Company CEO John May joining Ford Motor Company board. And this was dated on the 9th, so just a couple days ago, I believe Thursday. Ford Motor Company was named Deere & Company CEO John May to its board of directors. The Dearborn, Michigan-based automaker Ford and May will join the company's finance, compensation, talent, and culture, and nominating the governance committees. His appointment expands Ford's board of 15 members. May named as CEO the Moline Farm equipment maker Deere in August 19. He previously was the company's chief operating officer and has worked for Deere since 1997. He is only the 10th CEO in Deere's 182 history. I find that just amazing. 10 out of 182 history. That's some longevity there. So not going to read the rest of the article. There's still some more information in there, so feel free to go over that for yourself, or else you can go right to the source on bizjournals.com. Ford delays Explorer, Aviator EVs, and hike Mustang Mach-E output. My aunt and uncle just bought one in Las Cruces, so I can't wait to go down and visit them and take a ride in that and see what it looks like. See what the ride feels like. Vehicles were set to be automaker's next major EV launch from F-150 Lightning debut next spring. And so we'll see what happens with Ford stock. I feel it could hit $30 within a year, so still might be a good deal to do an option on this one. We'll just have to see. Ford expects to triple electric Mustang output by 2023. This is on December 10th. Ford Motor Company expects to triple output of its all-electric Mustang Mach-E SUV to over 200,000 units per year by 2023 for North America and Europe, its Chief Executive Officer Jim Farley said in a tweet on Friday. In a hot electrical vehicle market, Ford is pitting itself against the likes of century-old rival General Motors and European car maker Stellantis while chasing Volkswagen and global EV leader Tesla. I almost sold Tesla a week or two ago. I think it hit 1,200. I thought about selling it and rebuying into it, but just wasn't watching it that close, so just letting it sit there and do its thing. So last week, a top Ford executive said that the company was aiming for an annual EV production capacity of nearly 600,000 within the next 2 years, which would also include its Lightning pickup and e-Transit van. Lisa Drake, Chief Operating Officer of Ford North America, said the company's optimism stemmed from increasing demand for F-150 Lightning pickup, with retail reservations approaching 200,000. They've always had one of the top-selling trucks, and so that's always good to see reservations of that many. Get some people back to work and buying some new cars. It's just good around for the economy in a great big circle. So Automotive News reported earlier on Friday that Ford was postponing the production of electric versions of the Explorer and Lincoln Aviator crossovers by about 1.5 years to increase manufacturing of its Mustang Mach-E SUVs. Ford told its suppliers that production of these new EVs is now scheduled to start in December of 2024, according to the report. Over here on Reddit, F-Stock Ford sees a big jump and rallies in and after market and the pre-market. And I've been noticing that off and on, just haven't traded it or bought any more of this one. But man, that would have been a great option on Friday. You'd have made some good money on that one. Over here on StockTwits, currently at $21.45, 52-week low of $8.43, high of $20.79. That's not updated in regards to Friday's run-up. So some of these bears don't understand how options work. It's sad, and they will burn again next week. So somebody's doing some options on them. Much too fast of a name for the large full of legacy issues like union, pensions, and ICE. Same people that talk about Ford are driving Kias. Yeah. Well, I'm still going to hold the stock. I don't own any Ford products, but I'm still going to hold the stock. So over here on Tip Ranks, currently at $21.45 with a moderate buy. 9 out of 14 are showing a buy with a downside to $18.69, a down 12%. So take that for what it's worth, a high of $22, low of $12. And that's all I have on Ford. If you have any Ford, go ahead and list that in the comments and let me know how many shares and what your cost basis is. And if you bought any last year in the $5 mark, that would be interesting to know. But I just wanted to look up options on this right quick. So that would be kind of expensive, so $21.50. So I'd have to hit $22 to break even. I've been doing a couple options on Robinhood here lately, so that one would cost you $53. Might be something to think about if you have one of those nice days where it runs up again, especially if you had got in here and got the option first thing. That'd have been awesome. So like I said, if you have Ford, go ahead and list it in the comments. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, following Ford Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.